It is Thursday, July 11th. Here's what we're working on this morning. A Brantford woman who's been missing since last week has been found safe.
LCBO workers are set to hold a huge rally this morning in Hamilton as talks have stalled.
And Inside Out 2. Oh joy, it's now the highest grossing Pixar film. And we are so happy that Shelley Marriage is in with us this morning.
We don't like Steve, but Steve wasn't here at the beginning of the show yesterday, so it was great. It's great to have you this morning.
Wow, wasn't Steve's fault?
No.
A little miscommunication there, but
and things are. I'm gonna say because I was just looking out the weather window. They're a little bit different than yesterday because like yesterday at this time it was like we heard the downpours like coming onto the building
and the thunder
and it was a little nasty. Still not great.
No, but we're almost out of the woods.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes. The rain tapering off. Even for the latter part of the morning commute, it should start to clear up. Let's have a look at traffic now, and our 403 cameras showing us. Yeah, you can see still some rain through Waterdown Road, and the camera's shaking. Wind's quite gusty right now. Yeah, look at that. Not aware of any problems though along the 403 through Burlington and Hamilton. We'll have another look here heading towards. Okay, well we're looking at the Garden City Skyway. You can see out in St. Catharines, yeah, that MTO camera. Pretty wet, pretty windy out there. We had a lot of rain, again, all remnants from what was Hurricane Beryl. But as I said, everything is slowly tapering off. We'll be okay mid-morning, and for the rest of the afternoon, evening, we should have clear skies. Here's a look at the QEW through Glendale Avenue, through Stony Creek. Not seeing a whole lot of delays. However, over the Burlington Skyway Bridge, Toronto bound, you can see it's starting to fill in already, and it's pretty wet. So give yourself some extra time if you're heading out this morning. Please, lots of space between vehicles. We don't want anyone skidding out or hydroplaning. That's it for now. Back to news.
Okay, thanks very much, Shelley. A Brantford woman who had been missing since last Friday has been found. Brantford police released a statement last night saying 44-year-old Jenny has been found, located, and is quote, safe in the company of family. They added that out of respect for the privacy of the family, no further details will be released. There are unconfirmed reports that she was located in a cemetery on Six Nations. The woman's disappearance on Friday after leaving her job in Woodstock had sparked a huge campaign on social media. A search party of followers was in the works to try to find her this morning.
3 men are facing charges after shots were fired in downtown Hamilton. It happened yesterday after a fight near Ferguson Avenue and Jackson Street. Witnesses saw all three run into a home on Main Street East. That is where they were arrested.
Warrant is out for a man wanted after a series of home break-ins in Hamilton. They happened while people were sleeping inside their homes. Police are looking for 29-year-old Quincy Owen Francis. He's black, 6'5", with a medium build. Hamilton police say his appearance may have changed since this photo was taken. Francis is known to be in the Hamilton area but has ties to surrounding municipalities. Police say if you see him, call 911.
36 vehicles have been damaged in a machete attack at a Hamilton parking lot. So this happened early yesterday in a parking lot near Main Street West. Police have arrested a 33-year-old man. They say had been challenging people to a fight. He's facing several charges.
A Brampton man has been charged in connection to a deadly shooting in downtown Hamilton last year. On October 3rd, 36-year-old Tito Kelly was shot in an alley near Herkimer Street. Hamilton police say 36-year-old Dante Smith has been arrested. He faces a manslaughter charge. Officers believe the shooting resulted from a drug deal gone wrong with shots fired on both sides. Another victim whose name has not been released survived a gunshot wound. Police believe that one other person was involved.
Police in Niagara Falls are investigating what they are calling a targeted shooting in a neighborhood near Arad Street. So officers are sharing very few details on this one, saying they responded around 8 o'clock on Tuesday night to a shooting, but they aren't saying much else. No injuries have been reported and no suspect descriptions have been shared at this point.
Halton police have arrested 4 people charged with nearly 80 offenses after what police call a lengthy investigation. It started in February to bring down a fentanyl and firearms trafficking network in southern Ontario. Last month, police raided 9 sites and seized half a kilogram of fentanyl, cocaine, Xanax tablets, and 7 illegal guns, including a 3D printed handgun. Police say as the investigation continues, they expect to make more arrests.
Well, the LCBO is expected to hold a rally this morning in Hamilton. This comes on the heels of stalled negotiations between the province and the union. The rally is set to start sometime this morning around 8:30 at the LCBO on Upper James. CHCH News was told that around 50 unions are expected to come out to support workers. They've been on strike for almost a week now and say that this strike is not close to reaching a settlement. One of the main sticking points is the government's plan to sell ready-to-drink cocktails at convenience and grocery stores in the next coming months, something that Premier Doug Ford says the province is not going to budge on. He's urging the union to get back to the bargaining table.
A town in northwestern Ontario is going to become, or has been approved to become, the home of Canada's nuclear waste. Ignace in Ontario is partway between Thunder Bay and Kenora. The Nuclear Waste Management Organization plans to select a site this year to hold millions of bundles of used nuclear fuel in a network of rooms that are half a kilometre underground. The $26 billion project has been narrowed down to 2 potential sites, with Ignace saying yes, they want to host this. The other is in southern Ontario. Brantford's mayor is stepping down. Kevin Davis made the announcement on Facebook yesterday, saying he intends to resign by the end of this month. A former lawyer, Davis has been mayor of Brantford for 6 years. He had already decided not to seek a 3rd term and has been appointed to join Ontario's License Appeal Tribunal. Davis posted, "It's a once-in-a-career opportunity." He adds, "With just 18 months remaining in my second 4-year term, the timing of this transition feels ideal." In an interview with the Brantford Expositor, Davis also said that facing harassment as an elected official was part of his decision. We're going to hear a lot more from Kevin Davis tomorrow when he's a guest on Morning Live. Well, after Canada lost to Argentina in the Copa America semifinal on Tuesday, they were keeping a close eye on the other semi between Colombia and Uruguay. It was last night in Columbus, Ohio. Colombia would win 1-0, but it's what happened after the match that's making a lot of news this morning. Things got very heated on the field after the match was finished between the 2 teams, and it spread into the stands. And that included some players climbing in there as well to confront fans, and punches were thrown. The Soccer Federation for Copa America says it strongly condemns any acts of violence that affect the game. Uruguay defended their actions, saying their families, which included young children, were dealing with aggressive Colombian fans, and there was no security. Not a good end to a match. Should be interesting to see if any punishment is handed out. Canada faces Uruguay in Columbus on Saturday night in the 3rd place game.
We're going to talk more about this in Sportsline. So that is one of the players climbing into the stands, and you're just like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Excuse me. But if your young family is in there,
and you want to find out what's happening to them, yeah.
And Uruguay was really upset that there was no security around there at all. Like, nobody was helping them out. So that's why they had to go in there. So it's going to be interesting. Common Bowl, that's the Soccer Federation for South America and Copa America. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in this situation. But we'll talk more about that coming up in Sportsline at 7 o'clock. Let's stay on the pitch, though, because right here in Hamilton, it was a rainy jury night at Tim Hortons Fields, but Forge FC, they shocked MLS side Toronto FC with goals like this one.
This is Benny Bunga, and he's going to try and catch Gafford out. Benny Bunga! He goes ballistic, and Forge lead in the semifinal.
Oh, what a strike by the Hammers. Benny Badabanga from his side of the pitch, beating the TSC keeper to put them up early, and they would keep that going. Just 3 minutes later, Kazi Poku would shocked the Reds and really everybody in attendance by going up 2-0 in the match. It wasn't even 15 minutes old. Ford trying to make it into the Canadian Championship final for the first time, and they would hold off the Reds from scoring until late in the match when they beat Ford's keeper Chris Kellengo. But that is as close as they would come. 2-1 is the final in leg 1 of this semifinal. Leg 2 goes down the QEW at BMO Field, but it's not until August the 27th. All right, let's get to the Euro Cup, where England was trying to make it back to the finals in tough against the Netherlands in the semifinals with a chance to face Spain Sunday in Berlin, down 1-0. Harry Kane would tie things up on a controversial penalty call in the 18th minute. It would stay that way into injury time when substitute Ollie Watkins would send England into a hysterics with a brilliant strike that would turn out to be the winner. This is the strike right there. Let's bring up the picture of Harry Kane. Where's the picture of Harry Kane next? Okay, that's Harry Kane. That's him celebrating the other goal. But we didn't see that ball go in. So let's turn to editor Steve to finish the job for us. Come on, Stevie. There we go.
Oh,
there it goes in. Oh, clearly in. Right past the line there. Wonderful goal.
Look at the goalie there.
Even better picture. He was really attempting, but just couldn't get it. England is off to the Euro final, where they face the high-powered Spanish squad on Sunday afternoon at 3. Let's go to Las Vegas, where Hamilton's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Kitchener's Jamal Murray on the court together for the first time with Canada basketball as they tipped off their exhibition schedule against the high-powered USA squad in the lead-up to the highly anticipated Olympic Games. There's President Obama. A good start by Canada, who went up early, scoring 11 of the 12 points on LeBron James and the U.S. that is stacked full of future Hall of Famers. But they would pull away in the end, taking this one 86-82 over Canada. R.J. Barrett led the way with 12 points. SGA only had 10, but he only played 18 minutes. Again, this is just exhibition. They're just working out the kinks. They looked a little bit rusty, but it's all good. The red and white head to France with more exhibition tilts before they open the tournament in Paris against Greece on July 27th.
Clement lifts one to left field. He's tagged it pretty well. He's done it again!
Ernie Clement was the savior for the Blue Jays last night in San Francisco. As for the second night in a row, he parked a 3-run homer into the stands in left field. But the good news this time, Jays didn't blow the lead like they did on Tuesday. They actually had 6 runs in the 6th inning, capped by this George Springer 2-run double. Jays take it 10-6. Some bad news. Bo Bichette, Dalton Varsho both had to leave the game with some injuries. We'll get hopefully nothing too serious. They wrap up this series in San Fran this afternoon.
Well, good morning. We're getting you started. If you're heading out the door, traffic-wise, you will have some showers to deal with, but the heavy rain pretty much is behind us. Here's a look at the 403. Now, it is quite windy right now. Winds gusting out of the north up to about 35 kilometers an hour. Seeing typical volume along the 403 stretch through Burlington, Hamilton. Having a look at our MTO cameras, we're seeing rain pretty much widespread, but as I said, should taper off later on this morning. Here's a look in Oakville at the QEW around the Ford plant. No problems there. QEW through Bronte Road starting to fill in a little bit heading westbound. All right, weather-wise, looking at our radar, you can see the rain pushing off to the east. For the rest of the day, it should be mostly clear. Right now in Hamilton, 18 degrees. As I said, winds quite gusty out of the north, and we do have showers currently. Almanac, first light happened for us at 5:15. Our sunrise was 5:48, although it was really gray and dreary. Although at the end of the day, the latter part of the day, sunset. Yeah, it should be clear. It should look nice. 9:01. The last light of the day will be 9:34. So we'll have 15 hours and 12 minutes of day length. Now, the average temperature for this time of the year is 26. We'll be at that, bumped up a wee bit with a humidex in the low 30s. Your morning commute, expect some showers clearing later on this morning. We're looking at 19 to 22 across the Golden Horseshoe, and today's high will be 25, feeling like 32, and winds will shift from northwest, and we have a very high UV index reading. I know it's hard to believe. With all the rain, we're thinking, what are we dealing with sun here? But it is going to clear up by the afternoon. It should be nice. And then overnight, we'll have a low of 16, partly cloudy skies, winds out of the west, pretty light at 5 kilometers an hour. That's it for traffic and weather. Back to the desk.
Okay, let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Only doing one job today.
I know. Like, look where I'm standing. This is amazing. All right. Okay, coming up in Chit Chat, we are going to be discussing Inside Out 2. Both Annette and I have seen it.
Oh,
Tim?
nice. Everybody in the house has seen it. I have not seen it yet.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one that has not seen it.
Do you have envy then?
I do have some envy that I have not seen it.
And we're going to make him anxious with our Chit Chat. Totally. We're also going to be discussing Ellen DeGeneres. She has very publicly announced that she is done with performing. And Bob Dylan has come out with a massive, massive box set that we will discuss.
Okay, we'll see you on the couch to discuss it all.
Yes, I will be there.
Chat coming up in a little bit.
Okay, coming up in business news, Costco memberships are going up. I'll tell you by how much. Coming up on 6:17 on your Thursday morning, in overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is down by 8 basis points to 73.34 cents U.S. Gold is up $7.50. Crude oil is down 26 cents, trading right now at $82.36 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Off to Asia we go. Markets are up across the board in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. Let's come back home to North America. What happened yesterday? Wednesday, some nice gains on Bay Street, on Wall Street, triple-digit gains. TSX up 3.7, 307, 429 for the Dow Jones, 218 for the NASDAQ. Let's see how they do when markets open on this Thursday, July 11th.
Costco memberships are going up. The company is increasing its basic annual memberships by $5 a year to $65. Executive membership fees will increase $10 to $130, but their maximum annual rewards will also increase. The fee increases take effect September 1st in both Canada and the United States.
Consumers are being told how credit monitoring can protect them following Ticketmaster's cybersecurity breach. TransUnion says credit monitoring can alert you to potentially identify theft and fraud if your data has been compromised due to suspicious activity on your accounts. TransUnion said in a report earlier this year that more and more Canadian consumers are signing up for credit monitoring. Earlier this week, Ticketmaster that is, offered Canadian customers affected by a recent security breach a year of free credit monitoring services after warning their data may have been compromised, including names, contact information, and payment card information.
Bombardier workers at an aircraft assembly center in the GTA have ratified a new contract. This ends an 18-day strike. Unifor says the 3-year agreement includes wage increases of 12.5% over the life of the contract, along with increased pension contributions and better job security. The workers involved build Bombardier's global series of jets. The company says it's committed to the site and the continued success of its global family of aircraft.
Well, the White House, they announced a $1.7 billion investment in electric vehicle manufacturing. The Biden administration plans to distribute the funds to convert closed or at-risk auto manufacturing facilities into electric and hybrid vehicle production sites. This funding aims to support U.S. manufacturers amidst slowing sales growth while also competing against a growing Chinese EV industry. Earlier this year, President Joe Biden increased tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. Canada is also considering higher tariffs on these Chinese EVs.
A legal victory for Elon Musk. A judge in San Francisco has dismissed a lawsuit that claimed he refused to pay at least $500 million of severance to fired Twitter employees. He laid off thousands of people after buying the social media company, which is now called X. The judge ruled that the federal law in the U.S. governing benefit plans did cover the claims made by the former employees. Therefore, the judge said she lacked jurisdiction. This is one of many cases accusing Musk of going back on promises to former X or Twitter employees after he bought the company in 2022. The judge said the plaintiffs can try amending their complaint.
Okay, that's a look at business news on this Thursday. Going to take a short little break. It's not a dreary start to your day today, but there's some good news coming. We could tell you, but we're going to let Shelley give you the good news after the break.
She likes to do.
Good morning. If you're heading out the door in the next hour, you can expect some spotty showers, but everything should clear later on for the morning commute, and the afternoon, evening should be dry. Looking in St. Catharines, you can see still a wet drive for you, but lightly traveled over the Guard City Skyway. Here's a look at the west side. And heading towards the Stony Creek area, we're seeing a little bit of volume heading Toronto bound. Then it gets quite slow over the top side of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, but not aware of any problems along that stretch. Now keep in mind it is quite windy out there as well, winds gusting out of the north. So remember, 2 hands on the wheel on the top side of those city bridges. So we're looking at Fairview Street along the QEW, heading towards the junction, Toronto bound, seeing a little bit of volume, nothing out of the usual through Burlington along the QEW. So as I mentioned, that rain should clear in the next hour or so, and here's proof. Looking at our future view, you can see it all tapering off here to the east, things really improving. A little bit of cloud, but by the afternoon we could see some peaks of sunshine. Friday we'll have a chance of some rain in the evening hours. So looking at temperatures and your 7-day forecast, a high of 25, which is close to the seasonal average. It will feel like 32 today with the humidity, and 16 overnight. Friday will be sunny, 28, feeling like 34, and 17 as a low. For the weekend, we're looking at a chance of showers on Saturday, starting to really heat up come Sunday with a humidex of 36. Lots of sunshine for you on Sunday, and Monday feeling like 36, a chance of showers. A humidex Tuesday of 37. We're really cranking things up, and 24 sunny on Wednesday, and a humidex of 31. That's it for traffic and weather. Back to news.
Thanks, Shelley. This is bad news for me because I might have to start saving the kids' drawings.
Because a 2-year-old in Germany is already making a name for himself in the art world. Paintings done by Lawrence Schwartz are going on the international market for nearly $10,000 Canadian. Lawrence's mother, who sells the pieces online, says his art career started during a family vacation a year ago. He started painting in the kids club at the hotel they were staying in, and he hasn't stopped. Now she's getting messages from people who are huge fans of his work. Some stand in front of their house saying that's where the mini Picasso lives. So she says that he's not forced to do this. He does it whenever he wants.
It looks like he just does whatever he wants. Look at the draw. Look at them.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's freedom of expression there.
Jackson Pollock there,
Yeah,
right?
no.
That's what it
See him
is.
throwing.
Yeah, right?
So apparently he's been part of a big art fair in Germany, and there's a private, going to be like a personal show of his in August.
The kids always know to go into like the recycle bin in the morning to like check which item I've thrown out the night before. They just know that I just like tossing stuff out.
Do you regret this now?
No.
No?
No, because
Do they get upset, or do
no, they just know now. They just know to go in there. Just like, yeah.
I can see it now. Dad stifles creativity.
There's no award winners in there, I can tell you that.
It's all very subjective.
We're not getting rich over them.
And alles, was so